Hello and welcome. This is Diana, and you are watching Holistic Vibes. Um, this is going to be for Life Path 33s, right? So there can be very much like an activation that's currently happening, and it could have to do with like the Pleiades. I know that the meteor showers are going to start like popping off, and like if you're up late at night with limited like lights, you probably have been seeing like fireballs. So there's that. And with this like full moon that's possibly happening, you are probably, yeah, it's kind of like the fight with the seen and unseen, the in-between realms of like the realities, right? When you start realizing that like timelines were indeed fucked up, right? There were timelines where rainbows were supposed to come onto the planet and they didn't. And everything happens in divine timing is the reiteration of what I keep hearing. It's the allowance and the understanding of the why everything happens the way it does. And it's sometimes like it you may not realize that like your counsel is with you, right? Like you have a team, even when you don't feel like you have a team, even though you go through trials and tribulations in the current reality, right? It's this whole remembrance of the who you are, the why you've chosen to walk, the things that you've been having to gap with or having to it's kind of like this rebalancing in yourself, like knowing who you are but kind of losing an aspect of like the who you are. Does that make sense? It's like through like the grace, through the understanding of humanship, right? Because people can only see what they can see. And not everybody is going to like vibe with you, right? And it's this kind of like releasing of the stuck energy that you've been holding on to. The coulda, woulda, shouldas, the things should have been this way. It's like the timelines were tweaked with. So in the here and now, what can you do to get into a higher state of being, into your own higher timeline, right? Like how do you create a sweet, it's like this romancing yourself, right? How do you rebalance in your own divine feminine energy? Because the world is going to keep trying to throw you into your masculine energy. And sorry, I'm just kind of like, somebody's kind of been held by the creator. It's kind of like you're going through your own rebirthing cycle, like your own reverence, the healing. It's almost like you've been healing the mother line and now you're going to be healing the father line, the father wounds. Um, yeah, there's movement. There's movement in the, it's kind of like with the changing of the guards. It's like the changing of the wind, the changing of like, it's almost like you still have reciprocal threads to whatever you left behind. Does that make sense? it's like whatever's happening with this transit, with the asteroids falling, whatever those shards of, like, it's like there's this activation within the energetic field that's going to make you lean more into your, it's like an abundant perspective. Does that make it's like, yeah, it's through the release of whatever you've been kind of like fighting with. Like you're now finally taking action and taking a leap of faith into like whatever, it's like almost like whatever the impulse of the elders is like giving you, like your, it's like almost, it's, what have you been praying about? It's going to be different from each one of you, but there's some kind of a cosmic balance that's kind of pulling to you. It again, they show me the whole like manifesting with your hands tied, with your eyes bound, with like impeded implants, with like cords of attachment. Maybe you've gone through fasting cycles, or you've decided to be celibate at a certain point, but there's something in a reactivation in your energy field that is like honing and calling into the energy in which you need to align with. Does that make sense? It's for somebody out there, right? Um, if I'm going too fast, you can always slow it down, but I actually say listen to it at 1.5 and see what you retain. Um, something with dahlias could be this life, could be a past life. Somebody may be playing in the tide pools of like the reflective pools, um, to help yourself shift your energy. So anybody who has been like operating or in a state of vibration, where you are kind of overplaying a feared program or a program of lower vibration where you're not winning, right? Like instead, like figure out where you picked up that energy of attachment and then stop listening to it, or stop like eating it. If you don't pray over your food, pray over your food. Be aware of who touches you or gets into your field, right? It's being consciously aware. And some of you are remembering or learning your core essence of your boundaries of like in your soul retrievals, like what you're willing to take on your journey and what you're not, and how you're releasing or letting go of the energies that you're coming across during these like sessions. I don't know, it's for somebody out there. Um, but you're actually getting upgrades by doing whatever it is that you're doing. However, you're in service to others, it's like literally, it's a reset button. It's literally shifting the way that you are seeing your reality. And so this could also happen, right? So if most of you guys don't know, like I see energy, I hear energy, and I can feel your energy even though you're not sitting in front of me in a chair, right? It's just the way God's given me my gifts. And so if you don't ground your energy when you listen to my readings, like it's super, super important. Because as things are coming up, if I'm exhaling, if I'm yawning, if I'm shifting, like there's a 99% chance, like whatever you resonate in whatever I'm talking about, it's releasing out of your field because it has to, right? It's universal law. And so like make sure you ground your energy always, and you're going to see pattern recognition, right? You may see a lot of 7 7, 18 18, 5 5, 0 0 0, right? Like the reset buttons. And whenever it is like, it's just the matrix kind of updating your codes It's you allowing yourself to like finally release whatever you've been holding on to that's been keeping you from stepping into your divine birthright, right? Because we all have like the, you know, different nuances in our in reality, in our relationships, in our like pattern recognition that we are constantly replaying. And it's like as you are refining and kind of like stepping into